Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. So I had some thoughts the other day. I had a conversation with my daughter, and I'm glad that her and I have the relationship that we do. We see and feel a lot of the same things when it comes to the narcissist. Obviously, we're both women, so we experienced him in sort of the same way. Obviously, me from the spouse perspective and her from that of a child. But again, both as females, we have an understanding that maybe my boys don't have and see in a certain way and have a perspective of him like we do. And I was talking to her, we were having a conversation. I mentioned to her that I had a thought the other day, a thought went through my mind that I couldn't believe. I was thinking of him, the narcissist, and I just thought to myself, I can't believe he's a narcissist. I can't believe that he's all these things that I share with you, that we discuss, that you comment on, that I post about. I can't believe he's all these things. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's denial. Just like I can't believe that my father is gone. I mean, is that part of the grieving process, to not accept that a person is out of your life? I think that might be normal, but when it comes to the narcissist, I think because I'm getting feedback, and I so appreciate everyone's comments, messages, emails, everything that I get from all of you, I truly, truly value. Please don't stop doing that. Good or bad, whether we agree, whether our opinions differ, it makes no difference to me. The feedback is invaluable. And so I think about that feedback and some of the things that people say, and I'm like, wow, that's him. We're talking about him. And it's just so bad. It's so negative. And you think to yourself, did I really have somebody like that in my life? Maybe that's the part that I can't accept. But all I could think was, I can't believe he's a narcissist. I can't believe he's one of those people. And my daughter responded by saying basically the same thing. And then she said, I sometimes think to myself, am I overreacting? And that was just part of her sentence. She continued to talk, and I said, wait a minute, back up. What did you just say? I couldn't believe what I heard, and I was so grateful. I said, thank you so much for saying that. I'm so glad I heard that, because I've often thought the same thing. Am I overreacting? And then it's like I have to actually walk myself through everything again and think about how I got to this point. And think about what I'm going through legally. Think about what I'm going through emotionally. Think about these videos, my Facebook page, and I think to myself, well, of course I'm not overreacting. This is all valid. I mean, how could I even discuss this? How could I speak to any of this or comment on it? And how in the hell would I know so much about it if he wasn't a narcissist? But there's that element of confusion that they cause. There's that, confusion. You just feel so confused. You question yourself, you question your thinking, you question your feelings. Everything seems off when you're with a narcissist. And the idea that she said that she actually asks herself, am I overreacting, blew me away. And I obviously reassured her that she was not. And I voiced that I too have had that thought. And it just goes to show you how deep their damage runs. How deep that damage is, how embedded it is in you. I've been away from him, and I've been living where I live now with John for over a year. And I'm still saying, am I overreacting? That's crazy. Just to even hear myself say it now, I think it's crazy, but I think it's part of it. I think it's part of what they do. I think it's how much they get in your head and how deep the damage is. And I remember in the beginning thinking, he's going to make my life a living hell. He's going to make me miserable. He's going to do everything he can to make me unhappy. He's going to, go down swinging. This isn't going to be, just one of these overnight divorces. It's going to be long and drawn out and ugly, and he has definitely held to that. He did not make a liar out of me. And I would go to see my therapist, and I would start having negative thoughts, and I would have days and weeks of going through these very dark places. And I just remember telling John, this is a lot worse than I thought. I knew he'd done damage. I knew it was going to take me a long time to sit with my therapist and talk all these things out and get it out of my system and get over it. I just remember telling him so many times, this is so much worse than I thought. And when I talk to people, when I read your comments, when I read your emails and your messages and all the things and the feedback that I get from all of you, I realize just how bad it is. It is much worse than I thought. It causes so much more damage than anybody could ever imagine. Anybody outside of this would never believe, would never understand what a narcissist can do. And they are human wrecking balls. They are human wrecking balls. They just come in and wreck a person's life. And they walk away and they feel wonderful and they think that they're wonderful. And we are left to pick up all those pieces and rebuild what that wrecking ball ruined. We are left on our own to rebuild the damage because they just level us. They just completely level us without a thought for us, our feelings, our families, children, no one. They don't care about anybody. And I think there's that part of me that just can't believe that I was with somebody like that. I don't know where that questioning comes from. Again, I just think it comes from that place of confusion that one deals with once you've dealt with a narcissist. You're just completely confused trying to sort things out. It's just an awful place to be unsure, to question yourself. And as well as things are going in my life now, as peaceful as my life is now, as much love as I have in my life now, to think that I question it and I question, is that really what happened? Is that really what I saw? Is that really what I felt? I mean, that's just crazy. I haven't seen my therapist since I had these thoughts. Obviously, you hear I'm yammering on about it, and I'm going to see her in the next day or so. So I will get to share this with her. Hopefully have it all worked out. And, when I talk to everybody again, and I'm sure she's going to have some strong words for me when I tell her that I was questioning it. But the one thing that my daughter mentioned was he used to tell us all the time, you're overreacting. You're overreacting. You're overreacting. You overreact to everything. You're so emotional. And that really gets in your head. I think that's, I may have just answered my own question. I don't know. I'm going to see her anyway and run it past her. But yeah, they get in your head and they make you question yourself. Up and down, back and forth. You just question everything. You got to get on your feet. And you've got to get to a point where you start believing in your decisions, where you start believing in your judgment again. Not everybody is a narcissist. Not everybody is like that. Not everybody is looking to take advantage of you. You just got to have your eyes open to it, because once you've dealt with one, you'll see those red flags right away. And so they cause a lot of confusion, among other things. And I think that's part of what it was. I'd like to hear everybody's opinions. Have you ever felt like that? Like once you started venting it, once you started sharing it, and it was well established that you were with a narcissist, did you step back and go, "Oh, am I overreacting?" I know it's crazy to even say that. I'm certain that it is, and it is something that I'll share with my therapist and work out with her without a doubt, because this isn't an overreaction. He came in and ruined things, and he has no feelings. I'm the one dealing with the cleanup, and he has nothing to do with that, and he'll never have any feelings, and he'll always be miserable, and that's a sad thing. So I move on. That's all there is to it. Thanks for joining me again. Find me, friend me on Facebook, Nora Rodriguez, Narcissists, Schmarcissists, and like the page with the same name also. And please keep all of your comments and questions and messages and emails coming. I truly, truly appreciate them. I'll try to get back to all of them. I have been a little bit busy in the last week or so, but I hope to answer everybody and acknowledge any comments or questions or anything that was sent my way. Thanks again.